Alright boys, you know the drill. Hold the bridge. Today we've got to hold against brains. Hold on, Samuel, I was talking here. We've got to hold the bridge against brains. What in tarnation, boys? Shut up. It wasn't me, my lord. Well, who was it? Brains. Oh my god, everybody. There are zombies in totally accurate battle simulator. I'm not even, this is not a drill. We have zombies invading the realm. And I always think if you want to do a proper medieval accent, you've got to roll your R's like a Spaniard. I don't know where the accents are going. Anyway, guys, this is amazing. Look at this guy. He's waddling. You're not even using your legs. He's just so happy to eat some brains. Look at this. Oh my god. I don't know if the zombies can be stopped, guys. There are so many. So this is the basic walker version of the zombies right now. Yeah, they're running incredibly fast, and they're called the walkers because if you think about it in zombie lore, there's generally two types: walkers and runners. So this guy on the left is a walker and the guy on the right is the runner. So, well, I guess we put in some runners to basically overrun Sir Lancelot, who is always the knight that is tasked with holding this bridge here for the king, for the medieval faction. But what we want to know is, how did the zombies come to be? How did they overcome all of the other previous factions to basically start overtaking the world and the realms of the living and basically succumbing them unto their will of the undead? Who's leading them? Why? And how many other zombies units do we have in this amazing mod? Link is in the description below. Rumor has it that back in the early days of man, there was a tribe, and in this tribe there were a group of brave warriors known as the Protectors or the Brotherhood of Knee, and they obviously worship the stone dogs. Now, there was one in their order who started practicing things that were a little bit unnatural, and that's saying a lot for guys who are wearing other animals' heads on their heads. Now, it was common for these protectors to go out and have to fight a giant stag, and upon beating the stag, you used their skull as a helmet, as protection. These men didn't know what bronze was. They didn't craft very interesting armor. But needless to say, there was one man named Skalos here, and Skalos, rumor has it, they say his stag skull talked back to him. And what did it tell him during those dark nights overlooking the fire? Those voices in his head, or were they? They told him about the dark arts. Now, Skalos here did start to bring some disciples into his most unnatural waves of magic, but this stag's head that bestowed upon them these powers allowed him to summon bone to his will. Now, in the fierce and savage tribal lands, there was bone everywhere. He was able to harness this, but he didn't want to stop. And the rumor is that this ancient stag, who cursed him with both great power, but unnaturally long life, then corrupted him further. And that is what we believe the zombies came from. As the corruption got worse, Skalos ended up putting the stag's helm on his own head. After hundreds of sacrifices of rival and even friendly tribes, Skalos is said to have come up with a power that no one really saw or thought possible. The Order of Knee, having heard this, and then quickly responding to my emails saying, "We are no longer the knights who say knee," which confused me because I didn't think they were really knights. They decided to confront him, but it was too late, for Skalos here, known by many tribes as the Demon King, finally found his final skill, the ability to summon the dead. He could no longer just summon bone. He was now able to summon the zombies, the literal undead, to his will. And the Warriors of Knee, oh, yes, I get it. You are no longer the warriors who say knee. We got it. They're very skilled, but let's be honest, they can't overcome the power of the dead. They could barely contend with the power of bones. Oh, Lord of Bones, the Bone Mage Skalos has now turned into the Demon King. With the ability, look at him raising his arms like he's the Night King. Oh my god, the ability to summon the dead. no longer could men stop him. So the warriors of Ni and their greatest champion, Throg, decided to get their army. They got everybody, they got a few supporting tribes, but Skalos had already started raising the dead. Rumor has it that some of his zombies even decided to run backwards and do weird things, but you know what? It's no concern of ours. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zombies mod. It's always fun to kind of understand the origin of these things, why they came about, and why someone as powerful as the Demon King could just kind of come up. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Old Caveman Joe. So anyway, the zombies are here and we've got so many. This is Zombies mod, and it's incredible. This is one of the greatest mods I think I've ever seen. The number of units here, the variety of units, which I can't wait to show you, but I want to show the zombies defeating the realms, the different realms of men. Skalos then turned his attention to one of the more advanced realms, the farmer faction, who decided to normally work outside of the giant castles of the king and basically feed his armies. And the interesting thing, though, was whenever Skalos found a new faction and they decided to try new weapons, he would eventually learn from them and use them in his army himself. Now, legend says that when Skalos was fighting the farmer faction over the Great Bridge to get between the tomatoes and the pumpkin fields, which, you know, clearly needed to be distinguished by a giant body of water, a natural barrier, and an easy choke point for the farmer faction to hold, that the farmers started using this strange potion. It was a poison of sorts. He noticed that it was used to basically slow down and confuse his already simple warriors of the dead. And from this, he had a great idea. Now, first he had to defeat them and basically reverse engineer this process, but when you can summon the dead to your will, it's not very hard to beat a simple farmer faction by punching the man in the jaw. In the jaw? The jaw? That's like a chin jaw, right? I mean, even the farmers who are out there working all day and seem to be, you know, nice citizens of society, apparently they even worshipped a dark lord of their own. However, he could only summon birds. He was just like a crazy bird man. But eventually, Skalos here turned his zombies into spitters. They could throw potions of their own, and their potions were far more nefarious and potent than even the farmers' strange green concoctions. And this poor man's like realizing, you done messed up, son. You have done messed up. You have decided to fight the Demon King? Skalos, Lord of Bones and Lord of the dead? And the undead, I guess, you know, because are the dead really dead or are they undead? It's always so confusing, the nomenclature surrounding zombies. Are they Zed heads? Are they dead? Are they undead? Are these crows even alive anymore? Rumor has it that to hold the bridge, the medievals employed an ancient strategy, a shield wall. In later years and later generations, you know, this would still be employed by SWAT soldiers to create riot gear. But right now, they thought the shield wall would be able to hold against these zombies. But we've learned a lesson that the Lord of the Dead, the Demon King, Skalos, him of many names and of many abilities, we know his tactics. He absorbs the tactics of his enemies. They didn't know that they showed their cards and played them a little bit too soon. Because even Skalos, as distracted as he is on world domination, when you see shields in beautiful steel plate armor, you're like, wait a minute, I could use these. Realizing that every time they sent out their warriors and whenever they would fall to the Demon King, that they would then join his ranks, they decided, let's try to shoot them from a distance. But remember, they showed off their shield walls a little bit too early, and the Demon King himself decided to make some of his zombies, clad in plate mail of the Mighty Knights, with their giant shields. The runners, the walkers would get cut down, but oh no, not the riots. Although, I guess these zombies are pretty ridiculous right now. Alright, so look at this, man. They're getting struck by arrows. It seems like in a few arrows they're down, but like, look at this. I love this. We've got, this is like the riot shield zombie, and they've got all this armor, all these shields, and it allows them to close the line with superior and mass quantity range units like these beautiful archers here, who are some of my favorite units. Oh, zombies aren't smart. A lot of them are plundering and falling to their deaths here. Catapults are hitting some of their own units. Oh, I wonder if the Demon King is going to have enough zombies this time around. Oh, look at that poor archer stuck in the front. All right, Demon King, you're gonna have to spawn a little more. This is probably his greatest challenge, but he's got enough riot soldiers strewn about the map here that I think he will be able to. Oh, he's definitely gonna be able to take the bridge. Look at this. This is what inevitability looks like. He's basically the summoner. It's cool. It's cool to see like all the modded units, right? Some of the best ones seem to be based off of the Farmer Faction Scarecrow guy because his ability to like summon crows. He's basically the Chicken Man, or maybe even the Chicken Man of the current version of Tabs, which is interesting. There aren't any chickens out there. The king has always enjoyed domination over his peers because of his priest that could heal him, turning him into the Golden King, leading a golden era of peoples. But look at this. What can you do when zombies are able to stack on each other? I don't know if you can do anything about that. Look at this. I love this. This is awesome. The zombies mods are just like incredible. The king, the knights are doing their best to dispatch the enemy, but the undead are relentless. They have no fear. They have no morale. They don't need to eat. Well, I guess they gotta eat brains. But they just keep coming. You hear that? They just keep coming. Okay, perfect. He's following the script here. Otherwise, I think we're gonna have a problem because I think this king might create like the greatest threat to the Demon King. Oh no. Lots of arrows coming in. He's gonna need to spawn in more than that. You know what the Demon King needs? Oh my god, can you imagine this? I know it. Alright. I want you guys to let me know, after looking at all of these zombie weapons and modded units, they're grabbing onto the king. They've killed the king. They're taking multiple arrows, but remember, you gotta hit the head or you gotta hit a lot of them. Oh, this doesn't look good. Both the priests just got eaten. They're charging towards the archers. This is not looking good. They're gonna run down these lines. And remember that Skalos here, the Demon King, can spawn in so many more zombies. It doesn't matter how many arrows you have, eventually you're gonna run out. It doesn't matter how many men you have, eventually they're gonna die, and they're gonna join his forces. That's what we need. We need a unit to be able to, like, raise the dead, like the Night King could. You know, from Game of Thrones. Now that would be amazing. So, as Skalos continues to conquer the worlds of men, he must soon find himself in a realm where there are gods, and he will have to contend with them. Now, the ancients are a proud people. You'd be pretty proud too when your leaders are literal gods. Gods amongst men. But the ancients often fought amongst themselves, however, so it's difficult for them to fight with each other. They're so used to fighting each other's little city-states, worshipping their own gods, the gods fighting amongst each other and bickering and using mortals for their whims and their fancies and their tea parties, because I tell you what, you ever see a Spartan who didn't like tea? So, the hoplites chose to fight in this lane, the spearmen in this lane. They're like, let's evacuate the city and let's use these narrow streets to hold off the zombie hordes, right? Well, what they didn't know is that zombies love tight spaces because it's easier for them to literally jump over their enemies here and eat them from, I don't know, all sides, man. Look at this. Oh my god. I think these zombies are just like the strongest units in the game. The ancients are going to literally need to summon their gods to help fight them. And summon they did. They summoned the great Zeus himself from out of his temple, where it looks like he was reading up on Reddit for public freakouts, to fight for them. The living. This was probably the first greatest test of the Demon King himself. He had to fight Zeus and his Praetorian Guard, the Minotaurs, which were, some say, half men, half bull, half man, half pig, half bear, half bull, half sheep. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's a lot of halves going on here, which was very confusing. Needless to say, Zeus, with his ability to summon the lightning to his power, is pretty incredible. So this is going to be a very interesting challenge. Oh my god, what just happened back there? I have not a clue. Oh god, I think just Zeus was hit by the zombie plague. So they've got ballistas, they've got hoplites, they've got pikemen, and they had minotaurs, but it looked like they're defeated. So this is basically magic of the undead versus lightning god. Who's gonna win here? I don't know. Zeus has a chance, and Zeus, he's like, well, if I get knocked out, I can always come back. Oh my god. And he's got a few deity friends of his own that he's going to summon and to help him fight. Because, you know what? If you're using literally dead units, that just seems a little bit unfair. So why not call in another Greek god? Look at this. I love the spitter units. Their ability to like throw this potion stuff is so cool. And oh my god, this poor guy. He's dead now. So Zeus and his minotaur called Artemis, goddess of the hunt. Artemis called her friend Daryl. Daryl's just a giant with a giant tree, but you know what? Daryl likes to smash things. He's basically the Hulk of the old world. And you know what? They decided, between our abilities, we have to put a stop to the Demon King. And the demons, you know what? They're like, oh my god, that thing's huge. It'd be a real shame if something bad were to happen to him, because then, you know what happens when a giant thing dies? Oh my god! When a giant thing dies, it can be used by Scalos, the Demon King, the god of the undead. Or I guess the god of the dead? Is it the god of the undead or the god of the dead? It's really hard to kind of keep track of this. Oh my god, he's fallen over. He's been hit with some of the potions. Oh my god, he's down and out. And now Artemis is here, like just spamming out arrows, trying to live to fight another day. She will be forced to retreat though, because look at the Demon King back there. He's just spawning in tons and tons of unit. And now we have a giant shield. Remember the mammoth shield? Ooh, Artemis may be the best unit to fight the Demon King Scalos, but she's gonna have to retreat here. And she's gonna have to warn the Vikings. Artemis went to go warn one of the greatest tribes of the Vikings here. She went to her good friend the Jarl, actually, and he was in the middle of moving his ships across this frozen lake and decided, you know what, it's time to use them in battle. But remember when the zombies fought the giant? Does anybody not know what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a zombie giant. Obviously used by the army of the undead. Yes, they experimented with stacking zombies on top of each other. 2, even 3 to try to get that edge, you know, to basically create a giant zombie. And then they're like, well, if you're gonna give us a giant, we'll just kill him and use him. So now the Vikings having to throw their ships out on the frozen lake, a lake that they used to have glorious battles and drink lots of good mead. Wouldn't that be cool if you could like make a bee in tabs? I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks a bee would be cool in tabs? Now there's giants. There's literal zombie giants, and I wonder how many arrows that's gonna be able to, you know, take, because poor Artemis here, I don't know. She's probably gonna want to run right now. Oh my gosh, some of these zombies, like, Artemis, you gotta aim for the head! Artemis, aim for the head! Oh god, she's gonna have to teleport out of here if this guy gets here. Oh! Artemis, seeing as she was the only one to ever really survive, figured, you know what? Let's use the Viking frost magic. The frost-tipped arrows might just be able to stop the zombie hordes. They sent out some brave brawlers here to basically hold the line, to distract the zombies for as long as possible, in hopes that their frost arrows would be enough. So let's see if the frost arrows are enough. Can that be used to finally stopping the zombies? I don't know. We haven't seen what ice... I guess ice is able to turn them into... Well, frost is able to turn them into ice. But when there's so many, and they've already used the tactics and abilities of the factions they fought before, maybe the Vikings could have defeated them if they were the first to encounter them. But when this ancient lore of magic is founded by the tribals, and then they fight the medievals, they're able to use their armor, their shields, they're able to use the farmers' potions against them to create spitting zombies. It seems like things are not looking good for the realm of the living. And ladies and gentlemen, the zombie apocalypse has found its way into Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Zombies mod. Alright everybody, Baron here and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. So you guys remember the witch. He's a powerful guy with a glowing skull and who are you? What, is this a disco rave party? Look, what, he looks like a wizard. Gandalf, is that you? I wanted to show this off because I just experimented with the zombies and then I found this guy called the Time Wizard. We're gonna explore what he does later, but you have to see zombies. Yes, we've seen zombies before in tabs, but none quite like this. Hello, my name is Steve and I have a really tiny head, okay? So remember that the exotic faction is just a branch of the tribal faction. It was a rival tribe that broke away and basically started, you know, worshipping the arts of necromancy and the darker magics in the tabs world. So look at this. Now, this is what zombieism is and what hasn't been in tabs. We haven't had a totally accurate zombieism. Now we do. He will hit these units and convert them. Now that guy was a clubber, but now he's just a regular zombie. And they're going to slap these guys and go down and they will convert the other units to the green team, or rather to the bad guys team. This is actual zombieism at work. And even little Steve, he's now part of the zombie swarm. It's incredible. So this is Fern's exotic faction mod. Now one of the best ways to kill zombies is with ranged weapons from distance when normally aiming for the head, right? So what's gonna happen when we have 3 zombies against 3 clubbers? Clubbers do not seem to be very good against zombies because their weaponry is not very good and their health is relatively low as well. Are they carrying him? Oh my god, they're carrying him. So this zombie, all we need really is one to get there. And then he's gonna start slapping them, and now they start converting the enemy over to their side. Zombies are one of the hardest enemies to fight, which is why this whole like zombie epidemics and zombie outbreaks can happen. Look at this. This should not have happened. You think they would have lost here. They actually carried this guy. He didn't convert to zombieism. Maybe he died, or maybe they were just dragging him. I don't know. All right, so let's see the Witch King's zombie army, because remember, the Witch King was a bone mage at one point, but then he worshipped the dark arts, and he was converted and was corrupted by the magics in which he practiced and which he studied. And now this zombie swarm is coming out here. And we are going to be fighting one of the bone mages, not the bone mage, but one of the practicers of some of the earliest magic in the tabs universe here. And so I want to see if these zombies are able to dispatch, you know, these chieftains who are high damage. Oh my god, they just converted one of them. Let's see if he gets up. No, he's down and out. He may have gotten hit with a spear. So, in certain quantities, and look at that, we even have a victory dab. Why are there always victory dabs in tabs? I think that's funny. Alright guys, so what I want to show you today is how an epidemic works, basically. How a zombie outbreak can happen. First, the zombie hits one guy. There's not too many of them out there. Then, those zombies team up and start to get a few more. And then a few more. And then by the time people realize what's happening, it's generally too late because the zombie epidemic is happening. And while everyone goes out to fight them, I mean, presumably anyway, what should be happening, well, we'll see if it works out, is the zombies just start converting too many of the enemy? Or are there too many enemies, I guess? It really depends. I'm actually not certain. I wanted to show an epidemic, and I think that's exactly what we did. Oh yes, oh yes. For a moment it looked like humanity was gonna come back, and there you have it. One zombie converted all of these 79 bad guys. Oh, I have an idea. I want to see these zombies convert a mammoth. Is it possible to convert a mammoth? Can we make a mammoth zombie in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator? I don't think so, because mammoths are actually seeming to be very, very good at fighting the zombies, much like giants were. Okay. Alright, zombies. Destroy this mammoth. Convert him. I want to see a zombie mammoth. I am just so amazed. Oh, no way. It happened. It did just happen. Okay, so that is the proper amount to convert a zombie mammoth. Are you kidding me? It looks beautiful in green. We have red and blue, but remember, there's always green. Green is always the third color that people seem to choose when it's red versus blue. So I want to see him verse something pretty cool. All right, boys, convert this one into a zombie mammoth, because then zombie mammoth is going to have to fight another mammoth. I wish more of these zombies would have died to make this, like, perfect. But I think this is gonna be kind of cool. We have a zombie mammoth fighting a regular mammoth. And we still haven't figured out what the time wizard does. If he's a wizard of time, does that mean he can stop time? Or does it mean he teleports? Does it mean he summons units from other dimensions? You know, what exactly is going on? So these mammoths look like they're just kind of like, oh, zombie mammoth 1. Now, it didn't look like he converted the other mammoth into a zombie, though. So, when you go to the exotic faction, the witch is actually not the boss. He's 1200. There's a time wizard for 2500. So, time wizard, what do? Let's put him out here and let's go against... I don't know what he does, so I feel like we're gonna have to have a mixed force here. So, he's 2500. You know, we'll put one of these guys out there, too. That seems decent. Okay, so... Wait a minute. Hold on. He's moving... He just He freezes time! Uh-oh. Ooh, spear to the head. The idea here is the zombie's gonna have free reign to convert everybody over to the zombie horde. Some people actually broke out of their freezing. Look at... It's not fair. Imagine the zombie apocalypse is happening and you cannot do anything because you're frozen in time. There are over 130 enemies. We've got one zombie. We've got the time wizards doing their thing, freezing the enemy forces, while zombies literally just... It's like being paralyzed and not being able to do anything, and the army of the undead is just munching on your body and the bodies of all of your fellow soldiers, your comrades, your bratzi parusi, your brothers in arms. Look at this! This is what a zombie apocalypse looks like. Those sneaky wizards. So the exotic faction, I think, is the most sinister of all the factions in the game right now because of the dark arts that they're practicing. Look at this. These two guys are still frozen in place, and they're dead.
This just in, from the capital city of Greece in Athens, there are reports of men eating other people, consuming them, and even worse, as this amateur footage comes in, we can see that they come back to life despite being dead. We don't know what is causing this. All we know is this is proving to be a great threat for all of humanity. A pandemic of epic proportions. Some might even call it zombies.
Months later, the zombie pandemic has spread throughout the known world. Except for the unknown world like Atlantis, nobody seemed to have found that yet. The zombie virus seems to take over the body of its host, giving it one desire: brains. Humanity, after being initially caught off guard, has decided to fortify what is left of the white zones. Zones in the world where humanity has been unaffected. They have fortified, and rumor has it that they're even working on a cure. Unfortunately, the cure is not ready yet, but firearms sure are. I like freedom. Here at a routine checkpoint, it appears a number of the undead are chasing a poor man. He's got a freaking banjo. Somebody let this man in. We need some desperately needed music. We've got the riot police, but I dare say if the zombies break through, humanity will have to figure something out because the zombies are gonna get in and infect everybody. Oh, run! Oh my god, they're eating him alive! Alive! The riot police don't seem to be able to repel the sheer force. The zombies don't even care about their own lives because, quite simply, they don't even have lives. They're dead. They're pushing them off and eating those who don't fly off. Bullets seem to not be very effective unless they hit the brain or the spinal column. And those that do die convert to zombies and join the army of the undead. They don't seem to be too smart, though, and certain obstacles seem to be quite effective at stopping them. But bullets seem to just not be enough. Even the fact that they were spitting out freedom at a incredible rate, just like the Federal Reserve is sending out dollars and dollars and dollars at an incredible rate. The cure? Who didn't give this man a pistol? Oh god, the inhumanity! Why are we still using 30-round magazines? These men should be giving 100-round magazines and their weapons set to semi-automatic fire, so they're more efficient. However, it does seem that they were able to hold off the first wave. But I've got bad news. Some of these men are gonna die. We need immediate reinforcements. Rumor has it that the human nations have joined together in a united sense. Some are even calling it the real United Nations now that there's zombies here and we're actually scared. So maybe we should finally work together and, you know, not die and convert to zombies. Somebody find out the acronym for that, because that is now the organization's name. The checkpoint held off the first wave, a few reinforcements from the nearby village. The village that happens to be producing the test serum, the test cure. They got a few reinforcements and they even found a villager who was working on a secret weapon. It's makeshift and homemade, but while it looks like he's a little bit taller than Tom Cruise, but wearing his helmet, he appears to be holding an amateur homemade flamethrower. Unfortunately, all of the noise has attracted some of the zombies, and the zombies are evolving. Some are learning to twerk, while others are learning to mutate their bodies. These are charger zombies that have first appeared in Panama, centralized around the canal, which seems hot weather seems to breed even more zombie plague. It thrives there. There's more outposts of humanity that seem to be revolving around, oh my god, around the northern regions. You know, cold does affect it. The charger zombies are getting pushed back. One just got launched off, but it appears that Mr. Flamethrower here, while he did pretty well, burned a couple and pushed a few off, he was eventually taken down. But will his sacrifice allow humans to hold on to this choke point once more? My god, this man is a hero. Somebody give him the whatever acronym we decided was for the actual United Nations, because there's one zombie left. He just took down like 20 of them with him. You are a brave, brave man. Wait, what? What's that, Mr. Zed? Your zombies have evolved even more? Here in Belgium's capital city of Brussels, they have created a very impressive fortress. And since it's the Belgians, they've got their amazing FN weapons, the Fabrique Nationale, I think. I don't speak freaky deaky Belgian. But they've got the scars, they've got some snipers, and they've built up a rather formidable little outpost here protecting the capital city, where they've been working once again on the serum, and they decided some brave doctor, a doctor that has no borders. He doesn't care if the zombies are over there, he's gonna try to cure them. He's also been a little bit of, gone a little stir crazy recently due to the quarantine. He tried to go out there thinking that zombies just needed a friendly hug and some cure, but this guy looks like he ate a lot of chili with a lot of cheese, and he's been gassed up just prior to being turned into a zombie. Here you can see the wreckage of the outskirts, and this doesn't look good. This does not bode well for Mr. Doctor Without Borders, because that man looks like he's on roller skates. Run! Run back to the gate! Get back there! All right. Now the doctor's learning about borders. Sometimes you might need him. Wait, no! Save him! He's got the test serum! He must be protected. This does not bode well. These seeking zombies have the ability to shoot out giant, like I guess it's probably just their large intestine and their small intestine tied together like a rope, you know, like in a prison movie where you tie your sheets and try to get out of, you know, the house there. Oh yeah, let's be snipers and jump down from the tower, you idiots. Wait, hold on. I want to point out that the snipers jump down to get a better view, and the guy with the shield and a pistol is like, nah, bro. I've got like 99.9 level aiming. And this is what happens when you're a sniper and you go out to try to get some CQB action. I mean, yeah, that's a McDonald's back there, but it's closed down, dude. There are no Big Macs for anybody. Or is it Whoppers? Which one is there? Thankfully, while the snipers may be dumb, and this guy is not the smartest either, the zombies are pretty dumb too. And look at these. These are P90s. The Belgians. I almost said the Dutch. It seems that this SWAT team is so close, they like to wrap arms around each other. But unfortunately, there's more zombies, and they're evolving. But one has to remember that humanity can evolve and adapt too. Let's use exploding grenade launchers. That seems like a pretty good idea. I also want to do a quick announcement here. My mod is finally available. It's available on the official Tabs mod library. Here you can see how to do it. There's going to be a link in the description. Finally, I can share with it. And now that's going to make all of my mods much quicker to release. Thank goodness. So let me know which mods you'd like in Totally Aggro Battle Simulator and we can work on them. But anyway, it seems that the zombies have infected the angels, or whoever the X-Men that were sneaking around society with secret wings that we didn't know about until they turned to zombies and they couldn't control, you know, themselves. But we have those, and there's also rumor that some of these zombies are former Olympians since the Japanese Olympics was closed down due to the pandemic as well, and they are long jumpers. And they can jump very long distances because they are they're long. They're long jumpers. They jump long. That's what they do. Long jumpers jump long. I mean, I'm not the one who invented it. These zombies, man. Are they using cover or are they twerking? Oh, big grenades. Oh, the Blitz guy is holding down the fort here. Uh-oh. He's not able to find his targets anymore. They're eating him alive. Ooh, this is bad. Who is left alive on humanity's side? There's these guys who like, hey man, I could be saving people, but I'd rather just do some calisthenics. Why is everybody having a dance party? You guys are supposed to be defending humanity. Instead, your friend is getting eaten alive on the barriers here. Oh my god. Oh, that just doesn't look very good. All right, once he drops his gun, you know what that means. He will join the undead. Oh, did you see that? The dude is playing 4D chess with his grenade launcher. He fired it, it bounced off this barrier and hit the dude that was hiding in waiting in ambush. Someone needs to let me know because that might be the smartest man in the history of mankind, at least in the zombie plague. Who's left alive? Oh god, he's going out to exterminate them. Oh no, we got jumpers. Why does people always leave their forts? Because it never ends well for them. Oh, dude, you always watch like The Walking Dead. You're like, how did that guy get snuck up on? You know there's zombies. Zombies aren't smart. Yet you allowed yourself to get snuck up on. Well, we just saw how it happened. And while the capital city of Belgium eventually fell to the zombie pandemic, Russian Spetsnaz troopers were paradropped in, high altitude, low opening, to rescue, maybe none of the Belgians, but they did manage to procure some of the zombie cure. And I know some of you guys may be asking, hey Baron, jumping zombies are stupid. Oh yeah? Well, how come the Russian Spetsnaz had to go down in the sewer to try to sneak away from the zombies? They're like, oh, this seems abandoned. All I can hear is faint voices going, brains. This is why you don't want jumping zombies. Oh my god. Russian Spetsnaz, protect yourselves. Who brought the RPG? Oh god. Uh-oh. The RPG is down. I repeat, the RPG is down. Hold on. Somebody protect these guys. Tovarish. Calling all Russians and Stalin's grandmother. We need vodka. I mean, we need immediate reinforcements. And immediate reinforcements they got. How convenient. But a giant plane was flying overhead with the ability to call in reinforcements. Via Atlanta, Georgia. No, via airborne invasion. We've got paracommandos jumping in. Someone needs to procure that serum, and we need to get it to the CDC that was relocated from Atlanta, which was overwhelmed in some of the early days. I mean, who would have thought that having a bunch of diseases in your backyard was a bad idea? But now the CDC is obviously where you think it would be. Key West, Florida. I mean, they also got key lime pie there, so I mean, who doesn't love key lime pie? Key lime pie and zombie cures, baby. We gotta get these Russian special forces back to Key West, Florida. I mean, it's on an island at the end of a very long bridge. Do you know how many choke points you can have there? Wait a minute, are you serious? The Russians, I guess, called the Americans who sent in an Apache gunship to do its best to try to defend, to support the paracommandos. This is like attempt number 3. This may not be the best idea to do it. Maybe they need to go back to Belgium to get it. Needless to say, the Apache is doing a fantastic job at just dropping absolute hellfire missiles down on the enemy. Zombies are getting wrecked left and right. The paracommandos have landed. Oh my god. There's Belgians, there's Russians. This must be that really long... who are these guys? These guys are from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh my god, we got people from all over. Most of them are getting eaten alive, but at least they're out here fighting the good fight. All right, grab the serum and let's get out of here. As you head to the Florida Keys, there's a very long bridge known as the 7 Mile Bridge. The United Nations blah 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 acronym, which I'm gonna read the comments so that I can remember it because I can't remember it right now. They've built a defensive fortification at the very end of it. It's one of the biggest choke points to take advantage of. But it seems the zombies have run down both sides of the 7 Mile Bridge in an effort to get to Key West. Some genius thought, hey, they're zombies. We just need to shoot them in the head, but let's get a javelin missile launcher and shoot at them. And why not some transport helicopters to try to get the CDC Spec Ops doctors out of here, off this area of the bridge and back to the super fort. But unfortunately, the zombies have evolved. Why do they do that? Somebody tell them to stop, because those things are just gross looking and scary as they just... Look at these zombies. I love zombies. I'm gonna jump at them, Bill. Oh, never mind. I thought they were gonna die. But humans have decided, hey, maybe firing lots of bullets really fast via miniguns is a good idea. And bringing in those flamethrowers. And the Russians are here, the Belgians are here, snipers are here, Americans, and, you know, the Spec Ops doctors from the CDC special units. All the while trying to hold out while zombies are flying and jumping and big and exploding. It's just terrifying stuff, but at least we have helicopters, right? Oh, God. Oh, my God, we've got missiles, too. Hey, maybe don't fire the missiles near your friendly units, because, it looks painful, man. It really looks like that's a bad idea. But you know what? It might just be enough to hold back the zombie waves. But this is only... What? Looking down the bridge. Oh my god, you see that in the distance? That's a Deus Ex Machina. That's more zombie waves. As these ones get destroyed by whoever decided to bring that rocket launcher actually is a genius. And look at this. This is no ordinary helicopter. That's a transport helicopter. There's reports that humans aren't the only one affected by the zombie virus. Apparently also snakes. Some of these zombies are also reported to have the ability to both be able to jump and spit at the enemy, and there's even rumor of some more nefarious devices. While it appears to be medieval armor hovering in air, this is actually what is believed to be a zombie spawner. I guess zombies are masters of metallurgy and have created... Oh god, that looks dangerous. Oh no! That's acid spit going everywhere. Those Russian defenders are unfortunately being infected. I don't even think the transport helicopter, which is para-dropping people down via grappling cables, which is just an absolute genius. Fern, you're a wild man. He's the maker of the zombie mod, by the way. Oh yeah, flying zombies. So here you can see the 7 Mile Bridge being overwhelmed. The fortifications here, that means we're gonna see the Battle of Key West, aren't we? It seems that humanity is being overwhelmed. There's just an endless supply of zombies, even despite how stupid some of the zombies are. And when they decide to jump off the cliff, I mean, you know, that's zombies be zombies, bro. But these little concrete barriers are doing a pretty good job at stopping a number of the zombies, man. Oh god, the flying ones are picking up the humans. Oh my god, the flying ones are affecting the helicopter. That thing's gotta get out of here before it crashes. Oh wait, it's got the virus anti-serum on it. What's that? Another Deus Ex Machina? I think so. Oh god, this does not bode well for humans. Get back to the Key West fortress! The Battle of Key West has just begun. Humanity's final outpost. It appears that the zombies are actually attracted to the serum. I think they know that it will destroy their virus and render them ineffective and thus able to be killed in totality. So the allied nations have joined together and... Hold on, yeah, I hear the zombies. And there's a lot of them. Some of these are actually cytokinesis versions, which we have not seen yet, which means there's some form of telepathic attacking, but I swear I hear jets. Oh my goodness. Humanity's bringing in the SR-71 Blackbird. They're calling in a B-2 stealth bomber and a transport aircraft, probably dropping in crazy Spetsnaz Special Forces soldiers again, but I think that humanity will be able to withstand the zombie epidemic if we unite together and none of these planes fly off the cliff. Oh my god, the B-2 is dropping bombs. And no, we're not dropping bombs over Baghdad. We're dropping special forces units? A lot of bombs. What's the SR-71 doing? And oh my god, we're carpet bombing the zombies. Do you see that? That is glorious. Totally accurate planes are a little bit wonky, but I dare say their bombs are fantabulous. Oh man, that does not bode well though. Okay, let's watch this in subtle real-time attempt. The zombies are doing a pretty good job. The SR-71, I don't know if it's trying to land or if it's crashing. It's a little bit difficult to tell. The B-2 is also appearing to land and crash. Maybe they're flying away. Hey! Welcome back to the battle, Mr. Jet Plane. Those are propellers. Yeah, you're right. You're right, those are propellers. Come on, boys. Keep fighting. We've got to hold out as long as possible. Oh my god, the parachutists are getting eaten alive as they're flying down. Oh god. Wait a minute. Guys, if the zombies take over here, that means the few survivors who just happened to communicate the formula to a few survivors in where? Let me know where they're sending it to and what the story is, because the story goes on. This was just Act 1. So the real United Nations, the RUN, decided to build a time machine that could only transport one man and a camera back in time to observe the other zombie pandemics that broke out during the history of the world. So let's get into it. You may be asking yourself, wait a minute, Baron and the real United Nations, what would have happened if the zombie virus happened during the Stone Ages, when all we had was very rudimentary stone spears and rocks, and people were running around with bones on their heads thinking it was like high fashion? Well, this is a simulation of what would have happened, and we're very fortunate that the zombie virus actually never happened during the Stone Age, or humanity as we knew it may have gone extinct. It's a simple matter of the weapons were too primitive. What are you gonna do with all that junk? I mean, what are you gonna do with a giant wooden club and overwhelmed by zombies? We hadn't even invented the bow and arrow. We were just learning how to use fire and cook our mammoth meat and grind it up. We don't even know what a cow is. So needless to say, luckily for humanity, it never attacked. The zombie epidemic virus plague never happened during the Stone Age, because humanity would have gone extinct, and then zombies would be walking around with bones on their head. But I'm sure you guys have watched the Lord of the Rings movie, because the Fellowship of the Ring is one of the best movies of all time, and you asked yourself, hey, whatever happened to the little folk? The hobbits with the furry feet? The inventors of the second breakfast? And elevensies. Oh, I don't know, Baron. I don't think they know about that. Well, unfortunately, during the medieval times where the first zombie outbreak occurred, most of the little folk, the hobbits, were world-renowned farmers. They were sought after by all corners of the world for their amenable positions. Oh my god, what happened to that man's arm? It was ripped out of its socket. The outbreak actually occurred in the agricultural areas of the old medieval Europe. And all of the hobbits, ladies and gentlemen, I dare say it, they went extinct. And nothing's scarier than small zombies. Big zombies are scary, but for some odd reason, little zombies are scarier. And they even have the ability to drag you off the cliff. Farmer, watch out, man. Oh no. So needless to say, not only did the zombie epidemic first break out on human planet Earth, known by the aliens as Terran. Is you saying aliens is real? Wait, you can talk? Brains. It caused a massive famine. Malnutrition swept through medieval Europe, and more people succumbed to the zombie epidemic. But during the medieval times, we had some technological advancements, like the bow and arrow that eventually evolved into the British longbow. And men no longer wore bones on their head, they actually learned to harness metals, so they could make really cool hats and indirectly make very large and sharp swords. I see your sword is as big as mine, King. They had discovered religion, and they decided, hey, instead of using holy hand grenades and black powder weaponry from China, why not stick it on a post and have a Death Star beam of healing come out of it? Because, I don't know, science. And even great machines of war that some people love so much they decided to kiss dearly. Watch out for splinters, Billy. And the bow evolved to the crossbow, and the weapons were sharp, and they learned to use strategy, like choke points. And the medieval factions, or rather the medieval peoples, still got swept and thrown into the giant rivers because zombies are crazy. It's almost like World War Z mixed with the movie 300. But they managed to hold back the zombie hordes. Luckily, the zombie epidemic wasn't too huge during the medieval times, unfortunately. It was not without great cost, as the little people of the world, the people some called the Shire folk, went extinct, and the world was definitely sadder. While most of the countries in mainland Europe during the medieval times had a good show, the Norse didn't. For some odd reason, this phase of the zombie epidemic seemed to do better in the cold, ironically enough, because most common and modern information on zombie epidemics and plagues seem to be that they don't do well in cold weather. I mean, as we know from the purely trustable source, Max Brooks' book World War Z, later made into a movie, and main character was played by Brad Pitt. I mean, if Brad Pitt's in a movie, it's gotta be real, right? But you gotta remember that technology was here. Instead of not only sharp weapons, there was also just big metal blocks they decided to put on sticks because they found it was very good at creating blunt trauma to smash, well, I guess some of your friendly units, and zombies alike. Some even said that even the mythological Norse gods, are they mythological if they were real? Thor and Odin Allfather, nice eye patch Odin, decided to help out the Norse communities. The people of the North. The people of the Norse. Maybe that's where it came from. And needless to say, lightning and spears from heaven are really freaking effective at stopping the zombie epidemic, dude. I mean, can Thor even be stopped? Look at this man. It begs the question, maybe the first zombie epidemic wasn't actually during the medieval times. Was it potentially during the ancient times? It appears from this ancient reed scroll. From the cradle of civilization, or at least near it, along the Nile River, we found out that one of the ancient pharaohs, named Baron is the Coolest. Oh, I like that name. That the great pharaoh Baron is the Coolest actually, what? He summoned Thor, Apollo, Odin Allfather, Zeus the other Allfather, and Ares the gods of war. He summoned all of them to help, wait, what? The biggest zombie epidemic of all time? That would explain while on some old pots and stained glass windows that angels used to be painted green. Maybe they weren't angels, but flying zombies. This is the first reported experience of meeting flying bipedal humanoids. This time they were actually zombies, though. But remember that the great pharaoh Baron is awesome, that the gods helped protect the ancient lands. Huh. I mean, I'm reading this off Wikipedia, so you know it has to be true. If it's on the internet, it's true. But look at that. Who would have thought that the gods would be the best way to combat the zombie epidemic? Unfortunately, somehow they just disappeared over time. But the legend has it that the great emperor of feudal Japan raised one of the greatest armies that was ever known, and remember that technology had advanced and Japanese swords were renowned as some of the best in the world. Then there was the dark arts of the ninjutsu and some of the most earliest explosives that humanity had ever known that were able to be fired into exploding arrows, and even flame-throwing dragons held in the air because, I don't know, why not, dude? It's cool, bruh. And even one of the great martial arts that is known as let's get big and fat and charge the other people with our bellies. But the zombies seem to have adopted that strategy. And one of the greatest outbreaks attacked feudal Japan. Oh my god, the emperor has teleportation abilities. That's some pretty good abilities to, you know, I don't know, fight off the zombies. Now, did the emperor give his life to protect his land? It sure looks like it. Some say he got over a lot, that's the numerical account, of the zombies and tried to get them to fall into the water with him, but he kept teleporting backwards. So when we think he's gonna die, he really did it. Oh god, but they eventually consumed the emperor, but he survived and bought enough time for his people to fight back, for them to use their new flame technology, the likes of which the world would not see for quite a while. Flamethrowers were pretty new advancements at this time, but, you know, quite effective at destroying zombies. And the Japanese, during the feudal era of their time, held off against the zombie swarm. And while Europe was no stranger to the zombie epidemic after dealing with it for the first time, during the Renaissance, there actually was not only amazingly styled facial hair, but also a renaissance of the zombie plague that just seemed to pop up because, hey, you're painting pretty pictures, how about some blood? But remember, human technology always seems to evolve, much like the zombie plague here. The zombies evolve to explode and host other zombies inside their bodies. I don't know, I'm not a zombie. But one of the greatest inventors of the time, Leonardo da Vinci, he make a tank, and a tank has a many gun on it. They spin around and fire many guns. This is the transcript from his journal. And they were like, oh, that is very nice. And they had sharper metal and even armored horses. I mean, they talk about technology. So needless to say, spinning tanks with a many gun that go boom boom very fast are very nice and pretty good at fighting off the zombies. Also, yeah, let's abandon the high ground, you noobs. You're supposed to stay up here and shoot down at them. I mean, I'm not able to alter time. I'm just a journalist sent back to the past with a camera to see how people have endured the zombie epidemic. But it didn't always go smoothly. Some of the greatest cities, you may wonder, like, hey, how come certain cities in Italy were at once the greatest and then, you know, later, like, no one even lives there, bro? Like, what even happened with that? The zombies happened, guys. The zombies happened. Who put cannons on this thing instead of just blades and brought it around like a Beyblade to just slice off the zombies? Shoot the cannons! It looks like it has like 1,000,000 cannons when it goes this fast. But unfortunately, some cities fell and many of the people turned to zombies. It wasn't as easy as it was when the mythological gods were helping. And while pirates had always been popular, a very popular trade at the time, due to no central government like the real United Nations, some of the pirates at this time, the most famous ones were Italian, like Giacomo Dubleguno. And he joined the various city-states of Italy where a lot of them decided to, I don't know, poke each other in the booties with some short swords, but the zombies had evolved too. You know, they may not have as cool sounding as Giacomo Dubleguno, but they had giant zombies. But the Italians all fell back to one of their old fortresses, and one of the cannons was sabotaged. But the Italians all fell back to one of their oldest fortresses that had since been buried under a lot of plastic trash. I don't know why. Things in history buried in modern day trash, I don't know. Does this happen? Needless to say, though, the Italians had some pretty epic weapons. Oh my god, look at that. That is awesome. And some say even the flying ones can't fly over nothing. But the zombies were held back at the fortress, and humanity survived another apocalypse, except for this guy. This guy's definitely gonna die. Oh my goodness, there are some explosives that are making things just absolutely awesome to watch. Who would have thought you could have so much fun during a zombie epidemic siege? Oh my god, there's some dude. Is this you, Giacomo? Giacomo is got some pretty cool guns. And Giacomo's just an amazing name, so that's why the leader of the pirate faction is named Giacomo now. So who's gonna shoot the last flyer? Giacomo's distracting him! Gentlemen, fire your muskets! Somebody hit him. There we go. But until the modern outbreak, the most recent zombie epidemic was actually during the 1940s in Siberia, in a fortress that some say was led by John Wick. That looks awfully modern, Johnny boy. But this was the last known holding, and it seemed that one of the best weapons that the Russians had was a flamethrower. If they could have learned the lessons from the great Japanese zombie siege, then they probably would have used flames a little bit earlier. But some say that the greatest weapon that humanity had at the time was actually John Wick. Oftentimes portrayed by Keanu Reeves in modern day pop culture movies, John Wick, some even called Baba Yaga by his Russian name, was one of the best defenders that humanity had ever had. And needless to say, many a zombie got burned by flamethrowers, Molotovs, and a man who just lost his dog. The last we left it... Oh my god, is that a laser sight? These guys have laser sights on their weapons. Check that stuff out. What is this, Escape from Tarkov? The modern faction has been upgrading. They are... I dare say it, getting more modern. But the last we saw, the fortress city of Key West. Oh yes, during the zombie apocalypse, Key West not only became a beacon for some of the best rum runners in the nation, but also a beacon of hope, where the CDC's special research agents have been deciphering, discovering, and working on a cure. Oh my god, look at what an upgraded P90 looks like, man. Jeez. These are some of the most advanced weapons, and these are some of the Europeans' highest trained Special Forces units, here to protect, to show their solidarity in the human resistance against the zombie swarm. So as the zombies begin their siege of Key West, it becomes apparent to the humans that, you know what, they're gonna need to get out of here. They've got to move their location somewhere else. And the zombies, while this is just a regular horde, in the first wave of attacks, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the leaping zombies, man. They're incredible. The humans have the defenses, but they only work if you decide to stay up. This guy, during his reload animation, decided, you know what? I can't take it anymore. Not only was quarantine getting into him, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about nowadays, but also the threat of the zombie apocalypse, facing your humanity, your mortality against an undead foe that doesn't really care what you think. They don't care whether you like Five Guys burgers better than Shake Shack. They just want to eat your brains, man. But look at this, man. These guys are just firing out. Oh, and the medic's trying to escape. We need immediate medevac. The zombies have overran Outpost Alpha. Oh God. The Special Forces units are doing their best to buy time for the zombie plague. Ladies and gentlemen, the humans are going to need to make an advancement. And they're going to need to do it fast. But what could we do? Let's just... Oh, he's like, screw that. That man's dead. I need to get out of here. We need an immediate helicopter drop. What's that?
The next day.
Fortunately, our hero, joined by some of his compatriots from the CDC Special Forces Task Force. Oh, isn't that a little redundant? Not nearly as redundant as the real United Nations acronym that we forgot. Joined by some American Special Forces and European Spec Ops operators here. Called in some reinforcements via the air. Transport helicopters, and even Russian Spetsnaz. They went through the sewer system till they found this giant area where they store all the poo-poo water. You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's just gross. But they had to get out of Key West somehow. After passing the 7-mile bridge and going through the sewer systems of Miami, they've made it out to a rural part in the state of Florida. The best state of all of the states of the United States of America. But of course, the zombies were adapting. They learned to fly too. Humanity had flying vehicles, and so the zombie virus, in its effort to evolve and overcome and destroy all life on the earth, allowed flying zombies, which if you are a paratrooping Spetsnaz soldier, they can be quite terrifying. Oh my God, look at these poor idiots. Imagine flying zombies attacking paratroopers, because that's exactly what is happening right here. It's freaking terrifying. But fortunately, for the human resistance, the real United Nations that finally decided to do something together, because the actual United Nations never seemed to be a United Nations. What's the acronym for that? I guess we agreed to RUN. Real United Nations, right? But one of the helicopters did manage to get the Spec Ops operators and the CDC special agents working on the cure out of there. But they knew that although they had laser sights and flashlights and better firing mechanics in this modern faction, which by the way looks incredible, flying zombies are taking over these Hueys. They realized, oh my God, that their firepower wasn't enough. They needed to do something else. They needed to use bait. But the helicopter arrived, dropping the research off. The cure to the zombie epidemic, while in small quantities and needing to be mass produced to overcome the zombie pandemic, was at least in safe hands. They made it to a small research installation just outside of Atlanta, one of the areas that had been overrun previously. But this research installation, while undermanned, did seem to have a few soldiers nearby, but they were drastically underpowered. And after defending against a few zombie waves, they realized, we need a force magnifier. We don't have enough manpower. We need something else. They decided to use improvised explosive devices, known as claymores, with these little lasers. Basically, what would happen is if something went in front of it and triggered the laser, they would detonate. They got all the gear they could and used a few of these. Through initial testing, they realized that placement was pretty key. And look at that, man. Look at how much lead they're pumping down range. The explosives are going off. They took out a few of them, but this wasn't the first time that the humans used these explosive devices to fight the zombies. One of the first uses of them were in the capital city of Greece, Athens. A city that this man, Leonidas, didn't really like at the time, but that's no issue here. That's the distant past. They decided that these claymore explosives worked very well in long corridors that were defended by entrenched soldiers, basically baiting the zombies in, and in the close confines of these narrow streets, they hid multiple claymores. These claymores were then used to be triggered and explode as the zombies ran by and passing them, basically cutting them down and being a force magnifier, as you can see, well, you know, as you can see, totally accurate. This is how it works.
I'm a zombie.
All right, there we go. Our first claymore detonates in the streets of Athens. And these guys with their laser sights, oh god. Oh, you guys gotta remember where you put them, by the way. Because they'll detonate. It's bad news bears for any of the human defenders. You better pull back, Jimmy. There's a claymore right here. They work. And they don't care who you are. Friend or foe, they will destroy you. But you guys ask a great question. What happens when you get the giant zombies? The zombies that are like 2 to 3, even 4 times as tall as a regular human being and can simply soak up tons and tons and tons of bullets. Well, luckily, humanity had a lot of ordnance standing around from the Cold War. Gentlemen, you're gonna need to reload a little bit faster than that, aren't you? Yeah. What, did you run out of bullets? Well, during the Cold War, everyone thought they were gonna have to be fighting tons and tons and tons of tanks. So they crafted anti-tank mines. Needless to say, when a giant zombie steps on an anti-tank mine, the results are pretty incredible. But only if they step on them. While definitely anti-tank mines were designed to destroy tanks, as you can see here from this footage of the 1980s during a Russian tank test. Some of these tanks are just really strong. AT mines clearly needed to be ramped up, and they weren't just the magic bullet solution. Doesn't that kind of look like Pinocchio? You know, he's been lying in those lights. They're supposed to be glowing red because this is one of the Russian scary tanks. But definitely one of the areas where the humans decided to use mines against the zombies was actually in the Italian city of Napoli. They were holding on there, and they also thought that their smoke grenades would be a really interesting way of trying to use chemical warfare against the zombies. The mines were pretty good, but they could be triggered by almost anything, causing mass detonations that are almost crashing my game right now because some idiot threw a smoke grenade. Oh my god, I'm literally at like a 1 frame a second. Oh my gosh. Too bad those mines detonated a little bit early. Who brought the smoke grenades? But it did work, and it did cut down a great amount of the enemy. Also, zombies apparently don't like water. So even though this is Napoli and kind of looks like Venice, don't worry guys, there's canals all over the place. But all over the world, pockets of human resistance were fighting the undead swarms, using all manner of different contraptions. This is what 100 zombies looks like. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to get bit by a zombie in general, but I definitely don't want to get bit by this one. Or maybe I do. Look at them just standing there menacingly. But I want to see if 100 zombies can be stopped by 20 musketmen. Because ultimately, assuming we don't get trolled by Siren Header Cartoon Cat, which I'm hoping as long as we avoid that one western level, maybe it's possible. But what I'd really like to see is I want to go back and try out, this is Fern's Zombification mod, and it's incredible. The modding community for tabs is absolutely incredible, creating some incredible things. But I really wanted to take note of how green they all are. Look at that. It'd be kind of funny if they had like red bloodshot eyes. But the zombie swarm is something that just can't really be stopped too effectively in tabs. And part of that is you just got to use the levels, and there's not too many obstacles that are in the way. And when they get a hold of you, oh my gosh, it's feeding frenzy. So once again, we have 100 zombies, and I want to see if the new guys, the Western faction, they got the quickest guns in the West. You've got the gunslinger, quick draw, and then Deadeye. Deadeye's kind of more the sniper, but between them all, I think they have a very good chance at stopping this zombie swarm. Come on out there, and look at that. I love Deadeye's ability. The fact that the target pops up in front is incredible, and then there's the gunslinger just literally raining down bullets. It's not a figurative term, raining down bullets. It's literal. And the gunslinger's usually good at escaping, but the problem is, you escaped, but you gon' die. So, you see here, these are really good units, but they can't really employ the use of static defenses. Walls, barbed wire, landmines, that kind of stuff. And I think it'd be really, really helpful if they could. Oh my god, that one almost looked like an SCP or like a classic, like 1950s style alien with his eyeballs. Well, let's add a few of the supporting cast, right? It would be a little bit difficult to take out this guy because zombies bite, right? They bite, and that's their main form of an attack. Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna get into a dialogue about how maybe if you're wearing a cactus piece of body armor, it'd be difficult to bite you. And then you got shot in the back. I don't know who shot you, but there's supposed to be dynamite sticks going off here, and it looks like, look at this. It looks like it's not, oh, there we go. We had a little bit of a detonation, but the zombie swarm doesn't seem to be deterred. I love how the zombies almost like, they kind of like form up like ants or bees and will create like a giant attack. It's almost like they become one in a moment like this. They're creating bullet shields for each other, which that's a strategy, right? There's Gunslinger. Come on, Gunslinger, what do you got? But maybe that's enough. Oh, and look at that. I just called you Gunslinger. Your name's Quick Draw. These guys right here are the Gunslingers. And now we're gonna change it up a little bit. 100 zombies versus a Gatling gun. There's actually 2 of them, and now there's no rails, so I'm actually kind of expecting, oh my gosh. I was expecting zombies to walk off the cliff, but they've got a little bit more intelligence than maybe we give them credit for. So hopefully this Gatling gun will get up to speed and start cranking out rounds. But see, this is the problem. You don't have enough bullets, you can't fire them fast enough, because once the zombie apocalypse starts, well, things start to get a little bit crazy. But this is the one area... Wait, did the other Gatling gun fall off? I think it did. I was about to say that the Western faction should have won that one. How come the zombies are smart enough to not walk off a cliff, but this guy isn't? Or maybe he has to get closer. Look at that. He's covering his friend and actually not hitting him, which I'm very impressed with. How come this time it worked, but the time before it did not? You can't stop the zombie swarm. We need static defenses. If you really think about it, if the zombie apocalypse happened during the medieval times, humans would actually be able to fight off zombies, I think, maybe pretty effectively. Let me show you. Medieval archers, 50 zombies. See, the issue here is mostly that, oh my god, zombies can take multiple arrows? Oh, that's pretty terrifying. Oh, this is not good at all. Archers have been known to be like weak soldiers. We know this to be true, and now they're literally getting eaten alive. But while they make good zombie food and even better zombies, they're usually best when perched up high. You remember the destructible brick physics wall that we created? Well, it's back, because one of the things I'd really, really love to see is zombies versus that. I guess we still have the same issue of do bow and arrows take out zombies? They push them back a little bit. Whoa, what are they doing? They're hugging each other. I don't know why, but they are. And it's actually giving the archers time. Maybe the zombies know that since they cannot reach the archers, that for some reason they're gonna try to protect each other by forming a giant ball. But in some ways it seems to just make them easier target practice. Like, you don't even necessarily have to aim anymore, right? I'm genuinely shocked. And then you've got this guy who's just like dancing around, but they're starting to fall. So now it's kind of like, would Hawatches do better on the walls? And by Hawatches, I mean Chuko News. Oh, they are considerably better at cutting down zombies, but still not very good. Also, their outer wall is not as protected because what I want to see is how many zombies does it take? I want to create World War Z. You remember that scene, the Siege of Jerusalem, where the zombies were surrounding it and they created a wall of bodies and then climbed up on the walls? I want to see if they can either A, do that, or B, push up. So this is 100 zombies, including some of the running varieties, because maybe they'll have enough impact when they hit these walls. No, it doesn't seem to be so. And this is a hollow wall. It's not even like a truly strong medieval brick wall. How many zombies does it take? Let's go ahead and reduce this to one wall section. 25 zombies, a single wall in behind it, some juicy prey that can't even defend itself. A zombie's favorite meal. And of course the zombies are like, oh, wait a second. Is my game still broken? Look at how the wall is glowing gold. What if we put him on the wall? Running zombies! Oh, a few of them are hitting it. Timber! Now watch the wall crumble and that poor healer is just getting eaten. Although the bricks are technically still protecting him, which is the grand irony. In zombies, I don't know. They just need some kumbaya time or something. But one of the things that I want to do is see if we can't use the zombification mod to see if we can't convert Siren Head into a zombie. So this is where it all began for me. Fast fire. I don't know why. And unfortunately, in the campaign, I can't spawn in the zombies. But I think what we could do is try to recreate this battle in a custom battle. So that's what we're gonna do and see if it works. So we come over here to the Wild West. Because in order to lay this trap, it needs to be done right. We've got to recreate as much as possible. So there were the 4 cactus, and the ones on the outside had 1 miner, and the ones on the inside had 2 miners, and then there were 5 Gatling guns. $12,800, huh? Okay, so now what we need to do is see if he will invade. One of the other things that seemed to work was when I put archers up here as, quote, snipers in the campaign. All right, and then we let the battle commence, and we hope for the best. And if he does come, what you'll see is a complete, like, it's like an eclipse or some dark foggy cloud comes down and covers the sun. It blots out the sun. Oh, these Gatling guns are doing way too much work, and very quickly the battle might not be lasting long enough. Okay, we're gonna need to amend this. I'm gonna add some berserkers to jump over the enemy lines, and I think I also had muskets from the Renaissance. Maybe that'll help. It's like, do I have to say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice? Unfortunately, I don't know Trevor personally, the creator of Siren Head. I wish I had him on speed dial or something so I could ask him what's going on here. But ultimately, he should come into the battle? I almost think there's not enough Western soldiers now. Maybe one more revision. Oh, wait, what I'm gonna try to do is open up what I think is like a portal. I've never had my game haunted before. If I can open, like, is this, watch. So we fire that. Okay, I need you to not duff and hit the ground. I'm aiming up. Fire! What? It must be hitting that barrel or something. We gotta dodge the Gatling gun shots. Okay, fire! There it is. Okay, this is how you unlock the secret safe throwing unit. Now we're coming over here. Is this
Actually working?
Oh! Okay, see, look, the sun, it's like a reverse sunset. It's just the world just gets covered in darkness. There he is. Okay, so we can get Siren Head, but one of the issues I've noticed is sometimes he'll come and disappear, and other times he'll just hang around, and oftentimes he just keeps coming back multiple times. When he does attack, you'll notice units just kind of like run around frightened, oftentimes. There's also Cartoon Cat, but like, look, where is everybody? Who's left alive? What are you doing? He's trying to, I don't know what he's doing, man. This Gatling gun's on his side. Oh, I think what it is it's the red unit, isn't it? Or the cannon. He's stuck in here. Oh, there's the air raid siren. This does not bode well for anyone still on the map. The cannon just shot. Oh, there he is. Now, he usually picks a side, and he may not be the most graceful. He's a human. He's not a human. It looks like he's becoming a tornado right now. So he does come out, and even I've noticed that we can slow him down, but whenever I try to pause time, if I approach him too quickly, he'll disappear. And it looks like he's trying to make his way into the saloon here. All right, I pause time. I'm approaching to get a good look at those chompers and see. He disappears, and when he does disappear, the fog over the land stops. But what we do know is he's still in our game. He's there. And if he's there, we might be able to trap him. That's our goal. So now we just need $250 a zombie. I'm thinking, what is that saying he heard at me and he knows what I'm doing? Like, I've never had him stick around. Oh, the chills you get from the siren head sound is incredible. Or at least the way when I get it. So I'm thinking we want at least 60, 70, 100 zombies. 100 zombies just seems like a good number. Oh wait, we don't have the marksman on the roof. But maybe if we've already kind of done what's necessary to presumably summon him. Oh, these zombies might get cut down by the Gatling guns. They might make quick work. How do we get him back? He's not... Look, he's not attacking. And look at... These guys look like zombie porcupines, first of all. That's hilarious, man. I guess cacti aren't very good at stopping zombies. And... Okay. What do we need to do? This just seemed to be like the magic spot up here. We'll put some archers up there. And I'll spread out some zombies a little bit further back. And there it is. Okay. So the zombies are here. Now, it's almost like a 50-50 chance. Whose side is he on? Okay, if the zombies are retreating... Oh my god, the zombies are attacking him! Did you see that? The zombies were like biting him. And he left. I think he was threatened. He's threatened because he can die. I still haven't quite figured out what it is that summons him, whether it's this demon portal. I guess you guys were saying that Siren Head isn't a SCP. Trevor Henderson created him and he's like a cryptid. And I'm kind of curious, what other cryptids are there? I just need to go on a deep dive on the internet and just see what else is out there. But I also don't know if the archers up here summon him. I do know that the zombies did bite him. Siren Head was bitten. The interesting thing, though, is... I don't know, will he... Okay, that's not Siren Head's cue. That's Cartoon Cat's. And he's gone. Did Siren Head die? Oh my gosh! It's a zombie cactus! Oh, look at that, dude. Oh, the zombies, man. The zombies are coming. A Plants vs. Zombies mod would be cool. I don't know how it would work, but it'd be really cool. All right, I think what happened was we didn't get Siren Head that time. We just got Cartoon Cat. He may have came in, taunted us, and left. I'm not sure if Siren Head is licking his wounds, if he's hurt, if he's dead. But normally about this time, he'd attack. All right, I'm gonna reset. It's just in my experience, if the battle's right, he'll normally attack. Yep. He'll attack right about now. Okay. Oh, there he is. Okay. He's fighting the zombies. The zombies just need to gank him. He's down. Why are zombies, which have no brains, afraid of him? Come on. Bite him! Is he fighting with them? He's not attacking the zombies. No. Siren Head, we laid a trap for you. That was it. That could have been it. All right. If it's a coin flip and he doesn't know that these zombies are his trap, he's thinking the Gatling guns are. Okay. My frames drop considerably. Oh my god, he just dropped. Speaking of dropping, he dropped in front of my eyes. Now this, okay, this is him versus the zombies. So now all the zombies have to do is gank him and eat him and convert him to a zombie. Keep biting him. Oh!
It's a zombie siren head! I've made an incredible discovery. So I have what's called a standing desk. And if you raise it, I can stand at my desk. I mean, who would have thunk it? But in more pressing matters, zombies. Some of them don't even have necks. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but there wasn't any television around in the Cro-Magnon period. But you know what there was? At least in the totally accurate history, was zombies. There have been multiple zombie outbreaks throughout time, according to me. And so what we're gonna be seeing today is how, you know, luckily the population back in the day, everybody was spread out, there wasn't a ton of people, but you can see how the zombie virus literally can spread through biting. Basically, they bite you, you turn to a zombie, and then you turn on your friends, and they're like, "Hey, Jerry! Why are you attacking me, mate?" And then Jerry's like, "My name's not Jerry, and we don't speak English, because this is the distant past." "Oh, you're right. You're not Jerry." "Jerry, you're still speaking English." "Oh." And basically, cavemen really sucked at fighting zombies, because if you think about it, there was kind of like two periods of being a caveman and being an early man. Before fire and after fire. Because fire really was one of like the best and most important moments in human history. And you may be asking yourself, Baron, what does that have to do with like fighting like zombies? Well, not a whole lot actually, but it's interesting. And here, oh my God, why is there always somebody who's just like, "Oh, Baron, I've got a very tiny head." But people did learn to adapt. They created much better weapons than throwing spears. The spears became smaller. They could fire farther off of this thing called a bow. And they did better at fighting zombies, but needless to say, certain cities were overrun, like the city of Pangenta. Did you ever hear about it? Of course not, because it got overrun by zombies, man. That's why it's not in the history books. And history is written by the victors, and the zombies don't write. And that's how it works. So yeah, medieval times, you know, there were some outbreaks. The Black Plague, the Black Death. Yeah, there was that, but it was actually the Green Plague, and it was zombies. Dude, I feel like Fern, man, the modder, dude, I feel like if there was like bloodshot eyes or something, oh, that'd be so cool. And needless to say, humans, we need to come up with a way to fight zombies. Now, a lot of people think Zeus was, you know, not a real person. He turned into an eagle, he had lots of babies, Hercules, you know, all that stuff. He had a pretty good idea. He was like, hey, I'm just gonna throw lightning bolts out of my arms, but there was a problem, see?
Epilogue.
He ran off and hid in Mount Olympus. That's actually what scared away the Greek gods from planet Earth. This is just a brief, totally accurate history of the world as it pertains to zombies. Okay? I didn't write the book World War Z, but I am making this stuff up as I go. So there's that. But Zeus ran away as well as all the other gods. And what you might not know is Zeus wasn't... Mount Olympus wasn't in Greece. It was actually in the state of Texas. Yeah, that's just totally accurate facts. And a lot of people were like, oh, you know, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. The ocean can sometimes look green, though. And he discovered the New World, but remember how there's that rumor that the Vikings discovered North America first? They landed there. They created a colony called Vinland, and you're like, Baron, what happened to that? Oh, you know, zombies actually happened. The Vikings landed there, started a colony, and they're like, man, we got shields and axes. Those are really good. The problem is they're not good enough. And they didn't have the numbers because there was zombies in North America waiting for them. So basically all the Vikings got wiped out by zombies. It's in the totally accurate history books. Once again, zombies overcame the adversity on the battlefield and killed the humans, turning them into them. And it wasn't until many, many years, some even say decades, when the zombies just atrophied, fell apart, and died. They like vaporized, kind of like Thanos snap style. Dust. And that's ultimately why we don't speak Norwegian over here in North America. Because all the Vikings got wiped out by the zombies. But there was another area that was affected by zombies. The Great Green Plague. Japan was isolationist for a while, but that's mostly because technically, you know, fireworks are Chinese. Don't ruin the narrative there. But technically, you know, that's because the Japanese were fighting off a civil war. You see, when you fight your own kind, your own country, it's a civil war. And, you know, there was the Edo era and all that stuff, right? But it was zombies. Oh, yeah. Zombies came in, and the samurais had to fight them off, and they used Chinese fireworks because it's totally accurate history, and that's just the way it is. But unfortunately, many a great samurai died. A lot of people were like, what happened to the samurai? Why was Tom Cruise the last samurai? Well, to answer it succinctly, zombies. But they did take some of them out, right? And they isolated them on the island of Hokkaido because, you know, reasons. And then they starved them out. And they rebuilt, and they opened themselves back up to the world because they were just too embarrassed to be like, hey, world, this crazy thing where the people eat each other, we had that. You know, it wasn't cool to say, hey, we've been ravaged by zombies. So, history marched on. And I know some of you guys might be wanting to say, hey, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh. Well, what happened during the Renaissance era? Well, I'll tell you what. While Italy wasn't necessarily unified, there was a moment where they were like, hey, maybe we should all ally up together. You know, everyone's always picking on us, the French, a lot of the French, you know, Napoleon, he's a jerk. That one German guy, you know, they're like, why don't we unify for a common cause? And then guess what happened? Zombies. Yeah.
He was saying, and it's got over 100 upvotes, that he made zombie story mode. So what we're gonna do is try to find this campaign. Zombie story mode. It's got my name in it. Okay, this has got to be it. Wait, there's 2 part 1s? What? Well, this one has more downloads. So we're gonna be controlling a guy named Kevin. Kevin, is this you? Okay. Little Kevin, who must live in Mother Russia, given the tracksuit as a stick. And here are the zombies. Okay. Kevin, do I need to control you, or are you strong enough to fight some zombies with this stick? Okay. I think the answer is no. You're not strong enough. And I have to do it myself. Oh god, this is gonna be bad, isn't it? All right, let him come to me. Actually, just kidding. Hiya! Oh shoot! No! Oh wait, I got him, but I'm also almost dead. What was that? Oh, that was me. Oh no! There's the third one. This is bad. What I don't like melee combat in first-person control because this is not looking good. All right, I've got to time this right. I'm not timing this right. Clearly. Yeah, I feel like for these, maybe me personally, I need a ranged weapon. Okay, I actually have half health, but I've got at least 3 zombies left. Oh, it's a timing thing. Obviously, I just didn't have it, but now maybe I do. Oh, I missed. Oh, I got him with no health lost. Okay, at least all hope is not lost. Baron versus the zombie apocalypse. All hope is lost. Why can't you have a pistol, man? Oh, I got him. Okay. We kind of got to wait for the lunge and then hope we hit him. Oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, I missed. See? The thing with tabs is the attacks don't always happen the same way. You can literally swing and miss. All right, I'm on the last one. Pray for me. Yes! 11 tries later. Oh, great. Now I get a spear? All right, please tell me I don't need to defend. You have a broomstick. What the heck? This is so not good for me. And my mental health, man. Baron versus zombie apocalypse. Come on. Dang it. I need health. I need the elixir of life. Oh god, what's that guy? Okay, I got one. I missed, and I'm dead. Ooh, good job. Okay, he got that guy first. And we're at 100% health. This is good. This is very difficult. My strategy is to run at them and hope that my timing is good. Which it has been so far. By Joe. Okay, retreat. Sir Baron. Whoa! Bravely dying. Man, sometimes they just bite you once and you're dead. All right, if you make me a zombie, here we go, guys. I would love people to make me these zombie survival challenges, but give me a ranged weapon. For goodness sake, man. Are you trying to... I've never been good at the skilled and timing-based things. He bit me once and I'm halfway dead. We're halfway dead. Whoa! Biscuits! This is the hardest challenge in all of tabs, in my opinion. Melee combat in first person. Look at that. I hit him, killed him. He still bit me. All right, it's working. Until it's not. Oh my god, look at my neck. I can't lose now. Okay. My neck is so big. Oh, dude, it looks like we're kissing. I'm kissing a zombie to death. Okay, I think it's clear that that is beyond my skill set. So what are the most popular... Ooh, zombie invasion 1 year ago. Halfling Z? Dude, look at these. Zombie mod, 15 episodes. Okay, look at this. It's first person, and it looks like I'm holding a musket and we're fighting skeletons? But it's got 3,000 downloads. Oh my gosh, I got a cheerleader. Red team wins in 180 seconds. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Oh god, they're coming from over here. Don't get my cheerleaders. Okay, this is amazing. This is the best zombie apocalypse I've ever been a part of, which is honestly the only one I've been a part of. Okay, this is really cool. I wonder if I'm gonna get a ballista. Look at these guys sneaking in. Yes! Yes! Is anyone left alive? Yeah. Wait, I still have 140 seconds left. Who's left? You? Dude! Okay, this is awesome. We went from the hardest one to like, oh my gosh, and now I get a cheerleader. Oh god, they're minotaurs though. Okay, if they get close to me, I'm definitely dead. Oh, but I got bombs. Yahoo! Look at this! It's amazing! Oh my gosh, yes, I get a machine gun artillery cannon. No wonder this one has so many downloads. Oh man, come on. Red team wins, that's me. I'm glad. Oh my gosh, yes. Let's move on to the next one. This is, oh. Now look at, now I'm a candle head on the roof. This is very inventive. Okay. Oh god, they're up there. Oh look, now all I gotta do is survive and they'll run into the water, I'm pretty sure, right? This is funny. I don't even have to do anything on this one. I win, I win, I win. Right? Where are they? There they are. I knocked him down. Okay, well, we won. Okay. This one is exciting. The zombies surround us on all sides, including a very scary looking one right here with a long neck. Okay, how is this gonna work? All right, what if we just left him to his own devices? All right, uh-oh, he's fallen over. Does he die? Oh, he's for sure gonna die. Okay, that was an absolute zombie apocalypse right there. Okay, so it is clear that I must take command of this guy. Wait, why is my reload so long? Ah! Oh god. Okay, this is tough. Maybe I have to lock on the guy? Okay, I'm literally just shooting the ground. What is... We are just not having good luck. This poor unit. You're dead, mate. You got one, and he's not even dead. The trees are speaking Vietnamese. Tell me the secrets of your forest. Oh, that's why the forest is speaking Vietnamese. It's the Vietnam War, but like, not the regular Vietnam War, because we gotta ask the question, as we do with any war. What would happen if zombies invaded during the Vietnam War? Because you gotta remember something. Zombies don't care about your political affiliations, man. If you die, you get bit by a zombie, well, guess what happens? The zombie virus takes over and you join the army of the living dead. Undead living. Why is it so complicated? How can you be living and dead? How can you be undead? I don't understand. Now, while the zombies got like a pretty potent weapon called the zombie virus, I mean, these American troops from Vietnam have a World War II era German grenade. It's totally accurate. Some great looking M16s. This is our machine gunners. Sergeant, sniper, radio man. Yeah, guess what he does with the radio? Artillery. We got shotguns and we got bazookas. And since bazookas are so big, we're gonna wear welding helmets. What? Why? Now, this special unit has a little compact Kalashnikov and a big old knife. These guys are the runners. I'm expecting them to do a little bit of running and warm the Americans up for dealing with, like, the zombies, right? Okay, guys, you're supposed to be running. Why are you, like, all coordinated dancing and firing guns behind you? I don't think you learned this in your training, did you? Look at this guy. Okay, the runners may be the least effective soldiers I've ever seen because this unified front of American firepower seems to be more than enough to dispatch the Vietnamese breakdancing team. I remember reading about like an American sniper during Vietnam, and he had a rival in, I think it was the NBA or the Viet Cong, and they would have these just like epic kind of cat and mouse games where they were both trying to get each other. So, like, you gotta think that, like, the Vietnamese were fighting in their land, so they probably had really, really good snipers, right? They might do really good against zombies, because right now, it seems that the Americans are able to kind of deal with these ambushes, but let's set up a proper ambush scenario. Billy Bob, Charlie's in the trees. I see them, Bobby Bill, but I think they are literally in the trees. So this is a bit of an ambush situation, and it looks like the Americans got their butts kicked. Wait a minute. Why is it snowing in this area of Vietnam? I thought they were jungles, and I thought everybody had regular-sized heads. But there were a lot of various war reports within the U.S. intelligence, reports from the NVA, intercepted messages of what the Vietnamese called baby Baba Yagas. Baby Baba Yagas, yeah. Like people dying, coming back to life and biting other humans. So the Americans sent their Green Beret Special Forces units in to investigate a local village where apparently a breakout had taken place. They found the village completely abandoned, or so they thought. Because out of the rice fields came the green hordes, the zombies, running in unison, like a great conga line at your aunt's wedding. And all you want is the cake, but you have to do the dance. The Macarena dance. The surviving Spec Ops members set up a meet. They met with the leaders of the NVA, and they realized to survive the zombie apocalypse, they'd have to work together. They would need to build a fortress to hold out, but many would die. But finally, our heroes decided on a spot to make their valiant last stand, where they would have to survive against endless waves of the undead. It was a natural defensive point, a bridge, a narrow choke point that was easily defended both on the high ground, the low ground, and the two surrounding ramps, creating a middle ground. But the biggest issue was that not all of the soldiers had arrived yet. Only a small platoon of Americans in North Vietnamese were there. Fortunately, they were supported by some heavy artillery in their bazookas and an elite sniper from both nations. But the bridge had to be held, so a brave Vietnamese soldier stepped up. He was known as the runner. He liked to run. And against them was 150 zombies. Now, obviously, these soldiers are given the order to hold their ground. Oh my goodness, bazookas are very effective against masses of zombies. This is going to be interesting. Can the bazookas fire from the high ground down to the low ground? If they can, well then, I think, oh yeah, I think this is going to be easily defended. And these guys, not really listening to their orders, are deciding to hold the middle ground. I wonder how many zombies it would take to take this. Oh, soldier, you done messed up. Oh god, these guys are reloading at the wrong time. Now they will fall, but I think there's enough soldiers left blocking both sides that they should survive, right? Oh yeah. Look at that. They have some incredible firepower. So that was 150 zombies. Now we're gonna double it to just over 300. Oh my god. In slow motion. Totally accurate battle simulator in its ragdoll physics are absolutely incredible. That is a brave maneuver. I don't think it's very smart, but he decided to try to dodge zombies by going through them. Kind of like a combat slide. Slow motion zombie apocalypse. The great defense. This is a situation where you kind of wish Tabs had better first-person or in third-person control. What a shot, right through that guy's heart. Which normally, you think, you gotta hit the zombies in the brainstems, right? But if Tabs had better unit control when shooting, this would be so much fun. It is awesome to watch. It's really gonna come down to these firing lines on the side. Oh no! That is not how you defend. You do not defend by jumping off. He was too scared. He was very frightened by the zombies, and it looks like the zombies are picking the Vietnamese side. Oh no, that's not the way to do it, folks. How many zombies are left? Yeah, that's what you'd call a lot of zombies. This map is an amazing one. Gentlemen, you need to reload much faster. The zombies are right there and they're gonna bite you. Ooh, shots at point blank range. Seems to be just enough, but these guys just keep I don't know. Maybe it's monsoon season. That would be cool. You could have like modifiers where you could have like tsunamis, storms, wind. Ooh. Yeah, we've lost so many soldiers, and it was mostly just because they jumped off. We've got 1 bazooka man and 1 sniper up here. And what a shot! This guy's like YOLO, and he just jumped off and bazookaed them. He took a lot out. Buddy, that was an amazing play, and that's highlight reel worthy. But if you would have just stayed alive, you probably could have killed more. Oh man, what a shot. How many is that? 20? That was incredible. Incredibly dumb, but also incredible. Uh-oh. And look, these guys are like, you know what? Maybe only one of us needs to hold this side. You guys are, you know what? Here we go. I've got a way to solve this. Excuse me, band director. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, if you could just take a little walk this way. Thank you. Now these guys have the authority and orders to move freely. Oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have done that because now you guys are going to start walking off. What is the matter with these soldiers? They're totally accurate Vietnam era soldiers. Look at that band director over there. Oh, I was gonna say there's not too many left, but look at this mob. Oh my God, that's incredible. Okay, so what we need here is actually to take this guy. I can't move, even when I'm taking control of this. You know what? I kind of want to bazooka him in the head. All right, bud. Oh, big bazooka shot. Okay, I don't know how quickly the bazooka reloads, but I think. Oh, and the sniper's kind of like a one-hit kill, but it's a very slow fire rate. And against massive... Oh, yeah, the little friendly fire never hurt anybody except your friends, which is why it's called friendly fire. And then you just broke your back. Okay. We've got a problem where what we need is... I'm thinking what we want to do is fortify the low ground with some heavy machine guns and shotguns and bazookas. But you gotta admit, this is definitely one of the coolest levels, and it's probably one that I haven't played in quite a bit. So, some machine gunners and bazookas on the low ground. Unfortunately, they must have emptied their magazines and they need to reload. I was expecting them to hold, but because of the uniqueness of dabs... Ooh, big sniper shot. Oh, okay. You guys... We should have given you guys parachutes. I don't think they're gonna survive. Oh my God, they both survived. And then one guy fired his bazooka, hit the ground, did some friendly fire, and now we have one of the coolest looking explosions. And the sniper's like, you know what? They're gonna make a movie about me. Oh my God. One of your feet is not the same size as the other. No wonder you lost your footing, because you kind of lost your foot. Oh, dude, seeing sniper shots in slow motion is extremely satisfying. These guys are doing really good, keeping these guys, well, alive for at least a decent amount of time until they, oh my gosh, commit Sudoku. These bazooka guys cannot be trusted. Dude, just look at all of the eyeballs. It's a pretty terrifying sight. What if you could, like, have a toggleable switch where you make smart AI, where, like, the AI is like, you know what, maybe I'm not gonna run off the side of the buildings, and I'm not gonna just fall into the great abyss to my own death. That would be pretty cool. I would really like it for situations like this. My goodness. You think we're ever gonna get a tabs 2? Or is if landfall's like, you know what, we've developed tabs for like 5 or 6 years, we're getting tired of it? Just like this guy who's getting tired of this map. He's like, see you later, nerds. Bro, I don't know if you get a respawn, man. Oh, this is bad. There's not too many defenders. These guys are getting flanked on both sides. I think it's safe to say that we need something a little bit different to survive this. And I think I've got an idea. All right, we're gonna go to the Dynasty faction, and we are gonna get some serious firepower in the form of watches. One thing that's annoying is, like, you can't just, like, see behind this very easily. You gotta scroll in here and, like, oh yeah, there you go, there's a Hawatcha there, Gregory. I'm like, my name's not Gregory. Hawatchas in slow motion against mass units. Tell me if there's something more interesting to see in slow motion. Now, if you could make these Hawatchas like multiple bazookas. Oh, there we go. They all fired in unison. Look at this. And the rocket's red glare, zombies flying in air, gave proof through the people that tabs was pretty dang cool. There you go. That's my song. I'm putting it up on Spotify. So if you could like and subscribe to my MySpace page, that'd be really sweet. All right. I think we've wiped out more. What it's holding on for dear life like, hey man, I got it. Oh wait. Why are you firing straight up? Oh, because you're dumb too. What is with these? Tabs units cannot hang with this level, man. What was supposed to be a savior of humanity is just turning out to be an absolute shamockery. That's a sham and a mockery, right? Now the Hwatches are kind of creating like obstacles in a way. The sound effects are absolutely silly. Whoa. These guys just teleported out of nowhere. This is the point where we've played tabs for long enough in the episode to where like we start to break the game. Now we only have one Hwatcha left and one sniper, but the sniper's gonna have, oh my gosh, you're getting ready to friendly fire this. All right, what we need to do is this guy needs to go this way. It's called a tactic. Oh, we have a few soldiers alive on this right side, and one's like, I don't want to get bit, I'm giving up. And this guy just died. Okay, I don't know how, but he did. Hwatches, you guys might be the worst duo ever. It's like when you're playing a game and like your friends and you're both trying to score a goal or get a kill and you just stumble over each other and you end up losing. That's what just happened here. This has been Tabs Zombies versus the Vietnam era factions, and honestly, I need like a nuclear weapon of some kind. This is not gonna work out well, but we're doing it anyway. Shotgunners, we haven't tried them really. And we just added a ton of bazookas in this front line. So let's see what happens here. Oh my gosh, collateral shots. Oh! There we go. Epic explosions, people from both factions firing and flying all over the place. It's getting crazy. You can't even see anything, there's so much smoke. So can this many bazookas survive against the zombie apocalypse? The answer has to be yes, right? But they all fire at the same time. What just happened? The entire formation collapsed. I swear to God, if you guys can't win this, actually there's not a whole lot on this side. What about the other side? Oh yeah, there's a big army over there. Oh, and here come the shotgunners, man. Firing like multiple bullets at once. It doesn't look like it's enough to kill them, but it does kind of stun them and push them back. And eventually, it does kill them, and that stalls them long enough for the bazookas to make some pretty big impacts. Oh, okay, yeah, a little bit of a friendly fire bumps there, but they were able to pull it out at the end. I don't know. The Egyptian faction has some of the coolest and most powerful units in the game. Look at this. They have some of the coolest looking units. I mean, this guy has a Cheez-It on his head and some magical powers. This guy is an architect, which is almost like the summoner. You guys remember the summoner? This thing is the bane of my existence. It's the most overpowered unit I think I've seen in tabs. There's an Egyptian campaign and it's terrible because of him. This thing just looks awesome. You got 4 guys on a single chariot. You got the scribe who's wearing eye makeup because why not? And then you have the Nile Queen, which has magical runes, or rather hieroglyphics floating above her for reasons unknown. The Egyptian army is, needless to say, incredibly powerful. Here's the architect in action. Someone has just summoned, well, it looks like a plague of locusts. And the chariot is not the smartest. But the Egyptian army, what is this, hasn't faced a threat like what we're about to see before. And we need to see if they're strong enough to take it. But first, we need to do a test. We need to sacrifice biscuits and gravy. Someone to this pit to see if it summons. Oh, we just summoned a plague. Huh? Are you kidding me? It's raining blood. Wait, we need more. This isn't even, this probably is what caused what we're about to see. So if a blue guy falls in there, then does his sacrifice help his faction or does it hurt? It comes out of the mouth of the Sphinx, and a blue guy fell in. It's raining blood. Hallelujah, it's rain. No, is that a dust storm? What's going on? There's this weird bloody mist, and the plague just seems to be evaporating and destroying every unit on the blue faction. I'm not certain if it's going to go to the reds as well. Well, that confirms it doesn't care. It's bipartisan. It doesn't matter who you are, what you did, but it doesn't care, and it's just killing everybody. This has got to be one of the best maps I've ever seen in tabs. Are there secrets on Egypt 1? There's no sacrificial pit here. But the problem is that after the plague broke free and affected everybody and wiped out a lot, well, it started a zombie apocalypse. Now, right now, it's still in the early stages, but the Egyptian royalty isn't quite aware of what's going on. They've sent out a small expedition to investigate the reports of, well, blood falling from the sky and the dead rising from the ground. But I'm not sure if, like, 18 to 20 is enough to battle an army of 100. These are very, very powerful soldiers, but one has to remember that when zombies kill a unit, that unit then joins the apocalypse. So now, what happens is, well, we now go from 100 to 118. So now we have 30 Egyptians over here trying to deal with 118 zombies. Now, they brought in some of their special units, the architects and the sand mages, as well as a number of whippersnappers. The thought was that the walls could hold back a decent portion of the zombie apocalypse. The idea was simply to build a wall, but make the zombies pay for it. And the good thing about the wall is it's not only defense, it also has offensive characteristics. It falls, it crushes the enemies that were, well, unwise or dumb enough to get too close to it. And let's just say that when it comes to zombies, they're both dumb and unwise. But what they make up for in the lack of cerebral abilities, they make up for it by having a ton of them. And they have no fear. The sand mages are pretty effective, but maybe not effective enough. Even their desert storms. Wait a minute, desert storm? That's not the war. It doesn't seem to be enough. It's more of a delaying tactic. So what's capable of defeating these guys? Look at this. That army of 30 was not strong enough. And unfortunately for us, 118 plus 30 is 148. It's like the Egyptians need to learn their lesson and bring out the big guns. The big guns here. They're sending in a cavalry countercharge. They are sending in 30 units again, but this time they're special. Each one is technically 2 here. The most OP unit I've seen in a while, at least in a campaign in terms of balancing, plus these chariots. Now, unfortunately, the chariots don't have the blades on the side, which I think would be really cool. What do these guys do in the middle? Oh, they've got boomerangs. Okay, and the ones on the side have bows and arrows. So let's see. How good is this cavalry charge? Whoa. Oh, man. That is incredibly powerful. What's also very powerful is my PC. I'm playing tabs in such better frame rate than I ever used to. It's like this computer that I've had sitting next to me for like 6 months, I should have installed a long time ago. But the computer I was using, I was operating for like 3 years. So these guys are throwing Kopesh swords. Is this enough to finally defeat the zombie apocalypse? The first wave, however, because I've got bad news. The capital city has been attacked. Oh my gosh, we have zombie camels? That is amazing. This guy is trying to digest a boomerang and it doesn't look like it's working out. But these guys on the side, the cavalry. Wait a minute. We're gonna have zombie crocodiles, aren't we? Oh, that's kind of terrifying. The zombie camels are really scary. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna be enough to stop. This is insane. What can stop a zombie apocalypse? Ancient Egypt sure seems like it's gonna have a very, very difficult time doing this. Because the crocodiles, the armored units, the camels, everything that dies and has been infected by the zombie virus just joins it. I love this map. I love this music. This has got to be one of the best mods that I've ever played. And it is a blue victory, aka the zombies are victorious once again. So what this means is there's going to be 200 zombies. And this is where the Egyptians have to hold. Now, there are a number of units they haven't used, like the Nile Queen herself. She must come out and fight, and she's going to bring some of her powerful scribes. The Egyptian force has brought out 100 troops, laid out in battle formation to fight off the zombie apocalypse. The Queen herself with some of her brightest and most powerful, including a massive army of cavalry and infantry. Outnumbered 2 to 1, but having superior weaponry. Is that enough? The architects are holding the bridge for as long as possible to allow for the reinforcements to come up, and the chariot, I guess, to, well, run some of them over. I don't know why, but that's what you get with a chariot. And, okay, something just happened and the sun just stopped working. What are these lines? Guys, I think there's some dark magic afoot. Oh, I think it's the Nile Queen herself. She just summoned, a plague of locusts and is summoning like some kind of a powerful energy ball. I think the scribes? Are the scribes the one capable of doing that? Look at this. Wait a minute, did she just summon the power of the sun? Oh my god, okay. That just created like whatever the opposite of a black hole is. I guess that would be, what, a nova or a supernova? I don't know if there is a, you know, a tit for tat opposite for a black hole, but this sure seems potentially close to it. Aren't these like the sandstorms? The Finnish DJ Darude is out here and he's helping us. Is that you, Darude? Anyway, that was like my favorite song when I was a kid. The walls? Okay, we just summoned a pyramid. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in tabs. This pyramid is destroying things. The sun goes away. Like, this is the most powerful faction. They have the most powerful magic of all of the factions, even over the evil and good ones. This is just massively impressive for a mod. But the walls and the pyramid are enough to hold back. Now, a lot of units are dying, though, and they are going to be joining the enemy faction. The zombies are getting stronger, but are they also getting weaker at a rate that is faster than their absorption of enemy troops? Now, what is this? I have this on slow motion because even with this powerful computer, like, we are getting frame rate issues. This is what happens when you have a battle simulator that is just gorgeous and physics-based. Well, it's look at that crocodile flying through the air, man. I think this is working. Now, the issue is, can these units go in and actually kill off some of the survivors and not die to them? Because if they die, well, they strengthen the enemy force. We have established how zombieism works. The zombie virus. Now, we don't know who Patient Zero is. We just know that Patient Zero, aka the first person infected by the zombie virus, was someone that was in a village nearby to the Sphinx when it released its plague that it had been protecting and encapsulating for probably generations. So the Nile Queen seems to have fallen off of her, like, what do they call these things? There's a name for them, but I don't know what it is. Oh, she didn't fall. Okay, they stabilized it. There are dead crocodiles flying everywhere. Now, if they died, will they turn into zombies and, like, bite people in the back? I'm not certain. I can't tell what's going on, like, where the surviving zombies are. I think they're all trapped. I have no idea what the pyramid does. It seems to spin around. It looks like it has eggs on it, or it could be like Illuminati-like eyes. But this is a battle of the ages. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, we have something bad about to happen. It looks like the queen. I don't know if this is an assassination attempt, but she has fallen into the river. Oh my gosh, that is not good. They're gonna lose so much magical power. Whoever's in charge of her little cart, well, they're dead, but if they weren't dead, they would definitely be fed to, like, snakes or put in a pit with snakes and buried alive or something horrendous like that. Somehow, it looks like all the zombies are dead. Some of them must still be alive. If they somehow pull out a victory here, I am going to be absolutely shocked. There's no reason that they should. But it always makes you wonder, you know, like when you see a walking zombie, you're like, all right, if zombies can walk, I just don't understand how they would get up to critical mass. Like, because obviously once zombies are critical mass, then like they can overwhelm cities by sheer force of numbers. But to get to that point, that's the hard part to rationalize. Because if they can walk, or if they only walk and they don't run, it's like, you should be able to dispatch them easy. All right, who are you throwing these Kopesh swords at? What is going on? I'm surprised this bridge is still here. If the bridge could have physics, see, if they ever made a Totally Accurate Battle Simulator 2 or another physics-based battle simulator, I'd love to have destructible terrain. Bridges and buildings being able to fall apart. Oh, zombie crocodile jumping out of the top corner. He's going swimming. Tabs is a beautiful, beautiful game. If only it could handle hundreds of entities instead of like maybe 100. Then again, these magical spells are incredibly demanding. All right, so we're going into slow motion. We're trying to identify who are the remaining zombies. This guy just died, so he should turn into a zombie. That guy just turned. Oh my gosh. We just saw 3 people turn into zombies, rising from the dead. I'm surprised no one's built a Night King mod. Like, Game of Thrones Night King with, like, the zombieism type virus. Guys, I think the zombies are gonna win. So many units are dying, and there's only a few Egyptians left who are not very good at, like, fighting melee. You've got scribes and you've got, like, sand mages. Now, I think there are some really good units over here that are just locked up because pathfinding. Oh god, I can't even grab them. I think what would happen here is the remaining Egyptians would retreat. They can see that all hope is lost. But an army of 100 versus just 200 plain zombies wasn't enough. And while we thought she drowned, she actually escaped on the river and fled to nearby Greece to talk to her friend Zeus. And Zeus brought forth an army, and the bad news is that if they don't successfully defend this invasion, well, the zombies have spread not only into Egypt, but into Greece. So, okay, so she summons this giant ball, and is this what creates the pyramid? Where does the pyramid come from? We don't have scribes. Okay, she summons the pyramid for certain. That's what happens. But I think the Minotaurs and the Hoplites and Zeus himself, plus an army of snakes, is enough to defeat these zombies. Although we do have zombie Minotaurs now. And even in slow motion, my frames are just gone. Oh god, something's happening to my camera. Guys? Have I been infected by the zombie virus? I have broken tabs. I know it's like a meme here. Whenever we play tabs, we seem to break it every now and then, but never quite like this. I have no idea what's happened. This is the worst frame rate I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you guys want to see Totally Accurate Battle Simulator again and who the zombies should fight. Thank you for watching.